An important concept taught in today's English and literature classrooms is to make an important distinction between the author and the speaker of a literary work. This is important because the reflections contained within the piece may not actually extend all the way to the author themselves. I once wrote a contemporary poem for a writing competition, and it was basically a reflection on West Texas and the environment and society, and how people treated each other, and it sort of had some humorous quips in there. It had stuff like, where sweet tea is the official drink of all the local football teams, and windy conditions on the road will have you saying, was that a deer or a tumbleweed? It ended with like a sentimental color at the end, and it was basically like, where one day I'll come back and raise a family of my own, where home is. The day the ceremony was held, the roads were icy, and we had to cancel school, and we couldn't make it to the ceremony. My English teacher at the time apologized, but she congratulated me for winning, and I'll never forget what she said. She was like, man, humor was the route to go. It really resonated with them. I agree. The ideology of the speaker in this poem and the ideology of the author are not consistent. At the time, the author applied to Stanford University in hopes of running away from small-town Texas onto what he considered to be bigger and better things. And I felt torn at the time, because I didn't consider this a literary work. It was more like an assignment. Because of that, writing it felt dishonest. It felt like a ploy to get the judges to vote for me. It was like pandering. It wasn't who I was. This author-speaker divergence isn't just in literature. It could be argued that every form of art exhibits this phenomenon. The question isn't just what did they say now, it's how did they say it? Diction, cadence, timbre, tone. White space. Silence. What forms of art? Now, well, let's just focus on one. Let's focus on speaking. Verbal rhetoric. And I've had many different voices, many different speakers. My register changes depending on the setting. Like in more academic and grown-up circles, I find myself subconsciously using higher words in order to sound more intelligent than the folks around me. On the radio, I like to sound entertaining, spontaneous, and I even let my accent flare, sometimes just to fit the vibe of the country music. And in casual circles, I let it go. I swear. I use slang, casual language. And then in comedic circles, I find myself inventing personas just for the sake of a joke. When my English teacher said she enjoyed the humor in the poem, did that include the last two lines? When do the lines of a speaker and an author become blurred? Can too much rhetoric surrounding a person lead to insecurities in their own identity? Yeah.